Hey guys, Ashley here, Osmo as an Asia fan. I'm here today with another video, and I'm going to try to keep this one very short and sweet because I feel like I've already made videos about this already. Um, but anyway, I'm going to address something that I saw on Instagram with the female wrestling WWE community specifically. So yesterday there was an interview with Angelina Love. She's from TNA. I never watched TNA. Honestly, I really wish that I did because I feel like I might be one of the wrestling fans that never got a chance to experience anything outside of WWE. I mean, well, I watched ECW. I didn't really watch WCW, but yeah, I did watch ECW. But I never really got a chance to watch TNA. I hope, as people tell me that it was really good, but I wish I could have watched it. But what I do know about Angelina Love is I know about her from another YouTube channel, the MTO Omar reviews. They were big fans of TNA and they loved Angelina Love and Velvet Sky. I from what I know for them is that she had charisma. They both had charisma. They were a stable, the beautiful people. And yesterday in the interview, she was talking about. They asked her, "Do you think the PG era ruined female wrestling?" And she said yes. She said she grew up on sexy women like Sable, Stacy Kimbler, Trish, who did she say? Sunny. She said she grew up on them, and she said she think that female wrestlers should be sexy because she said in TNA her and Velvet relied a lot on their sexy segments, and it got the sexy segments was bringing in views and things like that. They relied a lot on their entrance, their sexy, erotic entrance, their attire wear, and their characters and their charisma. I honestly, and people really went on a rage and said that's the reason why a lot of people are in the wrestling business are so insecure and everything like this, just things like that. And I feel like I can agree and disagree on what Angelina Love is saying. I definitely Here's the first thing I want to address: the whole being sexy thing. I definitely feel like them going PG did take away from that sexy stuff. Cause looking back at it, I really don't have a big problem with it now like I did before. I really don't have a big problem with it now. I honestly feel like we need certain female wrestlers to be in different positions. I definitely think we should have women who just want to be sexy. They can't wrestle, and forcing them to be these maiden inventors. Like, you can't make, like, Ronda Rousey, for example. You cannot force Ronda Rousey to go out there and do lingerie skits and bikini skits because that's just not her. From her body structure and from her mannerisms, she's just not that. Her mannerisms don't give eye candy. We need more eye candy. We need more women who can rely sexual sexual appeal and be more sexually forward, because we live in a society now where women are not allowed to be sexually forward like men. We're not allowed to experience our sexualities. We're not allowed to be sexual beings. And I feel like screw that. I feel like we should be, and I definitely feel like that was a lot of what drew back in the day, was that a lot of women were very sexually forward. The WWE didn't want to make them like these damn near I say versions. They didn't want to make them like. I honestly feel like WWE was. I honestly feel like now looking back at it, I think WWE was trying to help the women more on them being more confident with their bodies, like giving them those materials like the bra and panty stuff and everything like that, trying to help them. I don't know if anything backstage was that wasn't the case, but I feel like that's what some of the skits were, was trying to help them get over with some of that stuff. And if you can tell when the other females just wasn't benefiting off of it, like someone like, if they would have put Jazz in that predicament, it wouldn't have worked with Jazz because, like I just said, like her body structure and her mannerisms, it does not give eye candy. She doesn't really belong in a bra and panty match. Someone like Stacey Kimbler and Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle, that's really them. That's why when they pushed Candice to win the championship, I really was not feeling it because I feel like more of her role should be what Tori is. And when they try to get Tori to wrestle, I wasn't really feeling that either because her material is more of the eye candy stuff. Sable, the eye candy stuff. They were more of the characters and not what really I liked is that they had all the charisma. They had they were characters. They had, they were kind of like the they were like the girl next door. They were everything the guys desired. Beautiful, charismatic. They are desirable women, and I definitely feel like that was good for them. And she also made a comment about women looking like women. I guess that was towards women who look like Charlotte, got more muscle on them. Bianca more muscle, Beth Phoenix more muscle, China had more muscle. And honestly, I like that China that they I don't understand why they keep trying to make every other female wrestler like China. I don't like it. But I really like the idea that China was like this first woman to really have a different physique and a aura about her. Like she wasn't really a eye candy girl. She didn't really belong in those type of segments. I don't know if they ever put her in them. I might have to go back and see. But I love the fact that China was the one that always wanted to challenge herself to do the things that men can do, like ladder matches, being in Royal Rumbles, things like that. And that's when it didn't feel forced. Like it didn't really feel forced for China, but it felt forced for everybody else. I honestly really love the idea that China had a different aurora about her. And I think a lot of people are taking this not sensitively, but I think people are really think about this in a way where it's like, well, she kind of has a point. Every woman should be in a different position. I feel like we should have more managers. I feel like we should have more eye candy. I definitely feel like we should have more people who should be more sexually forward. We should have the ones who should be in those type of storylines where they're like in the affair storylines or in the girlfriend storylines, things like that. Like I kind of like how Lana was put in that position. It kind of didn't work with Lana because I think of the people they was pairing her up with. But I would say even if the storyline just was bad, it was always some entertainment factor in it, thanks to Vince. Um, but kind of like that, Lana was beautiful. She was beautiful. She had charisma. She was everything that Vince thought was like, okay, yes, I'm going to make her a sexual being because she's just so beautiful and she has charisma. She has a natural personality that's going to get the fans to like her. So why not put her in these storylines where she's like the girlfriend or something? And it didn't work because they put her with a jobber like with Dolph Ziggler, and then the whole thing with Bobby Lashley, it was just a mess. Honestly, would have loved to see the stuff. If they would have had did something with her and Liv, I honestly probably would have really enjoyed it. But you can't see lesbian stuff in wrestling. So anyway, but I think we get it. I can definitely agree, disagree with Angelina Love is saying. I don't agree with her saying that every woman should be sexy because not every woman, and not just in WWE but in the world, not every woman is comfortable with being sexually forward without a reason. Like some women only like being sexually forward when they're probably with their boyfriend or their husband, or they might have a girlfriend. Like they probably only like being sexual beings when it matters. They're not really kind of like always expressing their sexual appeal. They're not always being vibrant or flirty or wearing sexual or wearing sexy clothes. Some women are just not like that. And I feel like that's okay. That's why we have the Biancas. That's why we have the Charlottes. That's why we have the Rondas. That's why we had the Beth Phoenix. That's why we had China. Because they weren't really sexually for women. They weren't really women that was like, I'm going to wear a crop top and show my breasts. They weren't really like that. They weren't in the water balloon segments. And that's fine. I definitely think that we should have more women like that. I definitely agree that we should have more of the eye candies, more of the managers, more of the characters, and then we should just have the ones who want to be here and, you know, here to make history. I feel like it should be separate, but we don't have that. And I personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a sexual being, being a woman. I definitely feel like society really likes to slut shame women if they are being sexual or if they're expressing themselves sexually by their clothing, showing too much skin, wearing things that's prerogative. I definitely think society will slut shame you, and I don't think that's right. Um, what I will address is that, um, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like AJ Lee's promo that she cut in 2013. I personally think it was a very damn good promo because I don't think she was talking about. She never once in that promo mentioned anything about there being eye candidates or anything like that. She never mentioned that. She was talking about how she damn near accomplished everything within 2 years that she's been on the main roster than someone like, she's definitely done more than Natalia. She's definitely done more than Naomi. She's definitely done more than the Bella Twins. The Bella Twins' career doesn't even compare to AJ Lee's. But you get it. She was just making a promo about women can be so much more. But I definitely think there needs to be a diverse in that. Anyway, that's my video. Thanks for listening.